Lately I have been playing a game called The Farmer Was Replaced that was released just a week or two ago. This game is about programming. See, you control this drone on a tiny plot of farmland that grows hay. Initially, pretty much the only thing your drone can do is harvest. It collects whichever plant grows under your drone. And this simple program does just that, harvests one and then it stops. You could of course add more harvest lines, but it's still the same problem. It still harvests only 2 units of hay and then it quits. You might think you can solve this problem by adding a while loop, but you haven't unlocked this feature yet. You see, in this game, pretty much every language feature has to be purchased before it can be used. The currency is those plants that you have harvested. So we go and unlock the while loop, and now we can have the drone harvest the same plot over and over again for eternity. Before you know it, you can unlock a meager expansion to your farm, and now your drone can move. It can just harvest and move to the next slot, and by the time it comes back to the same slot, the grass is already mature for harvesting. And we can let this program run for a while and unlock new things as they become available. But you will soon discover that you need a different item to unlock more. You need wood. You acquire wood by planting bushes and harvesting them. A simple addition to the code, and you will notice it's not harvesting anything. That's because bushes take longer to grow than hay grass does. If you harvest the plant before it's mature, you gain nothing. We can add a condition, only harvest and move on if the plant is mature. This is of course very slow. Let's unlock another farm expansion. Now we can reprogram the drone to go through all the squares, and the route takes long enough that by the time we get back, the bush is ready for harvesting. Now we can unlock 3 new features: arithmetic and logical expressions, carrots and sense functions. To plant carrots, we need to till the land before planting. But there's a problem. When the drone comes back, the ground is already tilled, and tilling it again turns it back into grassland. We need to change it such that the ground is only tilled if the land is grassland. Now there is a problem. Watch what happens every time a carrot is planted. The number of wood and hay decreases. We need to replenish those somehow. We solve this by dedicating certain sections of the land for different plants. Eventually we have unlocked everything we can unlock with these 3 plants, and it's time to look at another one, the pumpkin. With pumpkins, there is a 20% chance that it dies before maturing. While you can completely ignore this aspect, if you design your code such that before harvesting anything, it checks if the farm contains dead pumpkins and replaces them with new ones until everything is harvestable, you can harvest a giant pumpkin. Why bother though? Because look here at the manual page. When the pumpkin size grows quadratically, the harvest you gain grows cubically, at least until size 6, after which it grows quadratically. Then you can also accumulate something called weird substance, which if you use on a bush, it spawns a maze. Within the maze, somewhere there is a treasure. Harvest the treasure and the maze disappears and you gain gold. The more weird substance you use, the bigger the generated maze. The amount of gold in the maze is directly proportional to the maze size. So for example, an 8x8 maze has 4 times as much gold as a 4x4 maze does. Once you have unlocked almost everything, you can gain access to the leaderboards, where you can compete globally on a number of objectives that really require you to improve your algorithms. For example, to get an entry on the cactus leaderboard, you could harvest approximately 1 million individual cacti, or just a single 32x32 field where the cacti are properly sorted both horizontally and vertically according to their size. At least that's the theory. Unfortunately, due to poor balancing in the game, the fastest times on the leaderboard are not achieved by writing clever sorting algorithms, clever maze solving algorithms, and so on. Instead, a strategy that the community calls spamming appears to actually be the key to winning times. The game also appears to randomly start leaking memory, where it will suddenly eat more and more virtual memory until the system halts and you have no choice but to reboot the computer. The in-game text editor is also clunky, and I cannot type brackets or braces in it using a Finnish keyboard, and Shift-Tab for de-indenting doesn't work because of the Steam overlay. But luckily, you don't need to use the in-game text editor. The code is actually saved in local files on your disk, and you can use whichever text editor you like to edit them. So in conclusion, whether you are a beginner programmer or an expert, unless you absolutely hate Python or Python-like programming languages, the game does hook you with challenges for at least several days, probably longer. If you like that sort of thing, then head on to Steam and purchase The Farmer Was Replaced. This video was not sponsored by the developers of the game, but they did gift me with a free key. Thank you for delaying my Kid Icarus video for several weeks. And thank you for watching this video. See you soon, hopefully.